All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of our Madden 25 Connected Franchise Owner Mode Fantasy Draft Buffalo Bills Ralph Wilson YouTube series. Today, we are going to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs, an AFC powerhouse with a 5-3 record. Powerhouse, I suppose, being a relative term, but either way, they're a talented team. They have some great players, including Adrian Peterson, the All-Pro running back of the Minnesota Vikings, the reigning NFL MVP, who went for 2,000 yards in 2012 and had a phenomenal 2013 season. I never actually saw what Peterson's rushing total was. I think it was around 1,500, just beneath LaShawn McCoy, who led the way in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles. With that being said, Adrian Peterson, phenomenal player. Still has some gas in the tank, and today we're going to have to do everything in our power to stop him in his tracks if we can. And there's the man who's going to do it, Vince Wilfork, right there in the middle of your screen. We win the toss, and therefore we're going to elect to kick, as we just about always do. And it looks like Phillip Rivers, Marcus Colston, Adrian Peterson, there. Yes. Okay. Good. So we're going to kick off really fast. McCourty looks to be the kick returner. No, he's not. Somebody else back there. That's Nate Burleson, receiver of the real-life Detroit Lions, who's back there, number 13. And let's go ahead. Let's start this game off by checking out exactly who we're up against. We got some of the names, but we need to get them all. So Phillip Rivers, 85 overall, 32 years old. Phillip Rivers really struggled the last couple of years in San Diego. However, came out this year, played really well. He lacks some arm strength, but aside from that, he's got, there you go, 85 throwing power, but he's got some nice accuracy, 87, 82, 82, particularly with those deep balls, throwing a lot of arcing passes, and that just 63 speed, not really a threat to take off, but he won't need you. Adrian Peterson, 99 overall, and he's hot. Even on top of that, 97 speed, 89 strength. The guy is a beast. Meanwhile, Jacquizz Rodgers of the real-life Atlanta Falcons is the backup. Michael Robinson, solid fullback of the real-life Seattle Seahawks, I believe. Marcus Colston, the top wide receiver. He's the receiver who infamously threw the ball forwards for no reason whatsoever on the last play of the Saints-Seahawks game this past week. Emmanuel Sanders, Jonathan Baldwin, and Nate Burleson make up the rest of this receiving core. Tight end will be Anthony McCoy, Logan Paulson on the other side. Neither guy has crazy breakout speed, but we've been vulnerable to tight end passes in the past. We'll see how that goes today. Dwayne Brown, 96 overall at the left tackle spot. Jeff Allen, Rodney Hudson, Kyle Long, and Michael Orr make up the rest of the offensive line. Now, Kyle Long is actually injured, so Sean Laval is going to be the backup. Very talented backup, 82 overall. Don't normally see backups that talented, and my goodness, there are a lot of, I wouldn't call it a great offensive line, but it's certainly not a bad offensive line, and we're going to have to do our best against them today, particularly given the man they're blocking for. Now, at the left end, Red Bryant and Morgan Hammonds are injured, and so Josh Brent, the backup defensive tackles, can be playing out there today. We'll see how that goes, playing out of position. Adrian Claiborne is in at right end, and Domata Pecco, or is it Pico? I'm not sure. The real-life Cincinnati Bengals in there. Josh Brent, the backup, of course, kicking out and playing left end. Connor Barwin is the left outside linebacker. He's hurt, so Deshonta Pinkett is going to be into the game. Meanwhile, the middle linebackers are Nigel Bradham and Sean Lee, the real-life Dallas Cowboys. Decent set, and I know particularly Sean Lee, is one of the best tacklers in this game. If I remember correctly, he's got 97 tackling. It might have changed from when this first started out, and there you have it. He's got 98 tackling, so that's already slightly improved. Trent Cole, meanwhile, the right outside linebacker. So a nice set of linebackers in this game. Jason McCourty, Keenan Lewis, Tracy Porter, and E.J. Biggers are the four corners on this squad. Some nice speed in that backfield. DJ Swearinger and Rashad Jones are the two strong safeties. So a lot of speed back there, a lot of talent. Graham Gano and Donnie Jones, the two specialists. So a lot of talent on this Kansas City team. I don't know if I'd say they're as loaded as the Philadelphia Eagles, but I think aside from the Eagles, they could be the most loaded team we've played yet. Particularly, again, as I've said, with a man like Adrian Peterson in the backfield there. And they start off here, they're going to the air. And my goodness, well behind coverage, McCoy, the tight end, in man coverage on, it looked to be Justin Durant. Durant just cannot keep up, which is, embarrassing given that McCoy's speed is 80, and I think Justin Durant's speed is at least 82. So actually getting blown by there from someone supposedly slower than him. And as you can see, Phillip Rivers not having a good season so far. 947 yards, 6 touchdowns to 8 picks. Not a lot going on for him, but they're going to go play action to Adrian Peterson. No, Vontae Davis in perfect position to make that pick. Lets the ball hit his hands and hit the turf. So 2nd and 10 coming up here from our 44-yard line. Chiefs are going to come up. We're going to go ahead, give a little bit of pressure off the edge. Our blitzers here will be Jason Worlds and Justin Durant. McCoy's going to be man coverage on Sanford. We're going to pinch up with him a little bit just to be extra run support. They're not going to the air. Oh, and McCoy brings it back in. We get burned for another gain of 22 yards. McCoy cuts back in. We jumped all over that route perfectly and then got burned when he headed right up the field. My goodness, so far I think we're just psyched out a little bit from the Adrian Peterson factor. As it is, Adrian Peterson yet to touch the football. We pinch in our defensive line. We're going crash middle on this play if Peterson is coming into the game. And sure enough, oh, it's play action again, and wide open is Baldwin, who makes the catch and who's out at the 4-yard line. So Phillip Rivers using play action to great effect here. Jason Worlds, the only man in the area. I don't know if he was responsible directly for Baldwin on that play. Not 100% sure. By the way, the last thing we needed in this game was another person with the last name Baldwin. Thanks a lot, Chiefs. Anyways, going to the air here, right over the middle. Baldwin just straight up beats Drake Kirkpatrick to the inside. Bostic not able to help. And we're going to have one of those games here, folks. It looks like it, where for whatever reason, all of our defensive players are just 10 points slower than they actually are, which is frustrating. And the Chiefs score in no more than 6 plays without the help of Adrian Peterson. Now, I would argue that he actually did help his offense a lot, specifically because of his role in play action. Twice used the Chiefs used play action to bring our defenders way up and then just burn them long. But with that being said, Jacoby Ford up there to the 21-yard line. One missed block, and that kind of thwarted the rest of the return, so to speak. We're going to start off going through the air, but we're going to be conservative about it. Baldwin coming over the middle, Manningham coming over the middle. Meanwhile, John Kuhn kicking out, and with the zone coverage being what it is, we'll go to Manningham just short, and that'll get us 1 yard. 1 measly yard, but that's okay. 1 yard can be the difference between victory and defeat, or at least so I've heard. With that being said, we're going to go ahead to the pistol here. We got Hooker and Williams in the backfield. And what I love about this play is Jackson from time to time comes open, particularly in zone coverage. Here, though, we got man coverage, and Hooker's being covered by, that looked to be Sean Lee, the linebacker, and unfortunately Hooker couldn't get by him, which is another interesting thing, because those same games where all of our defensive players are 10 notches slower than they're supposed to be, our offensive players also seem to do that. Basman Hooker, who's got 93 speed, suddenly for no reason whatsoever, completely unable to outrun a linebacker. Here we use play action to our own good graces, and Doug Baldwin comes open as a result. Great use of play action there. I love it. There was heat coming off the right side of that play if you go back and watch it, and it was thwarted by the play action. The defender went up, laid out a big hit on Ryan Williams, but that's okay. It meant that Aaron Rodgers could stand back there, make a good toss, and make it all for the better. There, Eric Baldwin comes back to the ball, makes a 5-yard catch. Nice job. And on 2nd and 5, I think we'll look to go back to the ground game. We're going to go halfback off tackle to the right side here. Williams and Hooker in the backfield. And we're going to actually, I think we're going to trade We're going to flip this run if we can. Are they letting us flip the run? Please let us. No, we can't flip the run for some reason, so we're going to have to run it to the right side. Fortunately for us, though, things open up like the Red Sea. Hooker gets a nice block, and that's 7 yards for Williams off the right side. We are hoping to move the ball on the ground a little more today. We got away from that, as I said yesterday. We got away from that a little bit more than I'd like to against the Cowboys, and really I'd just like to kind of refocus. I feel like the midway point of the season is a good time to do that. Just kind of refocus, reanalyze your... Oh, and John Kuhn, buddy. Bradham, the left outside linebacker, comes through on the blitz, and that would have been a great play. The rest of the blocks were set up really nicely. John Kuhn had the linebacker lined up, and for whatever reason just decided not to block him. And so immediately after I said we need to stay run-focused, there's a reason not to run the ball almost. I mean, come on, man. You're killing me on that. There we go, though. Deshaun Jackson makes a nice catch despite the fact that the ball is thrown slightly behind him. And on 3rd and 2, we're going to have an opportunity to run this ball and get a first down. We're going to go strong, halfback, off tackle. We'll see if Williams can use his speed to get around the end or at least crash back into the middle of the field and just get that first down. He puts his head down. He gains positive yardage, but he doesn't get the first down. 4th and 1 upcoming here. Williams not having a great game, not playing it. I shouldn't say he's not having a great game today. The game's barely underway, but he has been struggling a little more than we've been accustomed to these last few weeks. And so with the first quarter coming to a close, I think we're going to go for it here on 4th and 1. I don't think we really have a choice otherwise. So we're going to go for it here. Well, I shouldn't say that. We do have a choice. We could kick a 53-yard field goal, but my attitude when it comes to 4th and 1 is if you don't get it, you don't deserve to win the game because it's just 1 yard. And so we're going to go for it here. Fortunately for us, the Chiefs have these huge open. And, John Kuhn misses again. Fortunately, Williams heads inside, gets 5 yards, and there's no harm done. But my goodness, John Kuhn is just letting defenders stroll by him. That almost completely ruined that play. I mean, my goodness, man, what are you trying to kill us? Jesus. Anyways, we're sticking to the ground here. We got pistol. We're giving it to Basman Hooker off the right side. Williams will be the lead blocker, and unfortunately, nothing doing there. That was number 66, Luis Vasquez, kicking around the right side and just missing his man. And so, a lot of missed blocks, unfortunately, leading to not a lot of production in the run game right now. Unfortunate stuff. We're going to go to the air here. And we're going to have Manningham come open, and he's going to get up for a first down, working in front of Sean Lee. The defense was in the zone, and the best thing you can do when the defense is in the zone as an offensive player is just be patient. As much as sometimes it's hard to do that in the pocket when you feel the pressure coming on, you just need to keep a cool head, keep relaxed, and let the play come to you. And there we make it happen. And here I am following through on the promise I made. And Jonathan Franklin almost had some nice room there. Instead, he gets caught from behind. And it was, as I was saying, yesterday we got Jonathan Franklin into the practice scenario for just a little bit. Today we're getting him into the offense a little bit in the game. I promised on Serial Monday that we would get Jonathan Franklin into the game. The reality was we never did. And so we're trying to get him in today. And as you can see, look at this. For the 3rd time this game, we're going to go to the replay here. John Kuhn is in the lead blocking position. And why can't we go to instant replay? Come on, game. Let's go. There we go. So we go to instant replay. John Kuhn just missed it. There's a huge blitz here. Ben Grubbs is pulling. Luis Vasquez was not the guilty party in the previous play. That was Ben Grubbs. But Ben Grubbs just waffles on this guy and then falls down. John Kuhn runs to a completely irrelevant part of this run. The defensive line for the Chiefs is crashing from their left, their right to their left, our left to our right. And there's no chance for Jonathan Franklin on that play. Unbelievable stuff. The run game has been, we've given the ball to 3 different ball carriers, and it's not their fault because not all 3 of them can be playing poorly. It's on the blockers right now. and our offensive line is just getting chewed up. John Kuhn is making some boneheaded mistakes, and to the back of the end zone, no good. The ball sails on Aaron Rodgers a little bit, and Deshaun Jackson, though he was open, that goes incomplete. And so with 3:24 left in the half, I don't see a choice here. 4th and 8, but to do this. We kick it up, we kick it. It's good from Greg the Leg. However, we are down 7-3 with 3:20 left in the second quarter. So we ate up almost a quarter worth of time on that drive. We did put the ball on the ground a lot, but my goodness, it's like pulling teeth right now, folks. I mean, as we saw last episode, we have averages of 5.8 yards per carry coming from Ryan Williams, 5.2 from Basman Hooker. Some really, really nice averages. And today, these I feel like we're going to be averaging 2 yards a carry. I mean, my goodness, just nothing doing, which is frustrating. Anyways, on to the defensive side of the ball now. Hopefully, we can keep from getting chewed up too badly. Here we have over plus. We're going to pinch up Sanford a bit. I formation, power right side, and sure enough, Adrian Peterson makes his first carry of the game. He strips a tackle from Vince Wilfork and just gallops for an 8-yard gain. He was initially hit, I think, very close to the line of scrimmage. He stripped 2 tackles, it looked like, one from Vince Wilfork, the other from Rob Ninkovich, just nothing doing. So 2-2-1 coming out here for the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to go ahead and go in goal line formation. We're going to control Bostic, try and corral Adrian Peterson, and they give it to him on the left side, and he is tackled for a gain of 5. But even then, Jason Hunter right there, John Bostic right there. We have a lot of manpower on this defensive line getting to the right spots, but just nothing doing. Unbelievable. Just nothing doing on that play. Adrian Peterson should have been stopped for a gain of 2. Instead, he picks up 5 yards. Meanwhile, single back here. Peterson rolls right, probably rolls to the left, and they're going over the top. And Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie had the ball in his hands, unable to bring it in. Phillip Rivers just arced that pass in. It looked like a rainbow pass on the sidelines. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie ate that up like he's been eating up balls all season. Instead, however, because he's not able to bring it down in bounds, it's going to be 2nd and 10. We're going to be John Bostic on this play. Stay on Adrian Peterson. Stay in the zone. Peterson running out to the right-hand side. Over the top. And Brian McCann, what are you doing, buddy? Brian McCann ran away from that tackle, which should have prevented Marcus Colston from getting the first down. Instead, he gets up to the 47-yard line. Now, that was a matter of my controller jumping me for some reason, jumping me to McCann, who is running opposite Colston as opposed to the man who's actually covering Colston. So it's not McCann's fault. It's just, game, why did you jump me to that player's fault? Anyways, Bostic in on McCoy now in the flat. He's open, but Baldwin's open. Kirkpatrick makes the tackle, but the Chiefs are driving again up to the 37-yard line, officially in field goal range. Less than 2 minutes left in the half, but my goodness, this defense needs to come up, start doing something. The offense, particularly, not so much these last couple of games, because the defense has been better these last few games, but particularly for a handful of games that took place right before our loss this season, this offense has been carrying this defense. And Jamarcus Sanford misses the open man. That's Baldwin into the end zone for a touchdown. And so the defense again showing, and Jamarcus Sanford, again, a player with 83 speed, for whatever reason, running as sluggishly as I think anyone has ever ran in their entire lives. Just, it's unbelievable, folks. Sometimes, I don't know what it is, but every once in a while, you know, Madden 25 just wants your players to run like they're running through molasses all the time. And so, anyways, Jacoby Ford's going to bring this one out. He's got, no, he can't get around the end, and he'll be up to the 14-yard line. 14-3, Chiefs over Bills, the score, 1:28 left in the half. We have all 3 of our timeouts, and we don't really have a choice here, folks. We have to score on this possession. 1:28 is a lot of time when you got 3 timeouts, and I don't think there's any other option for us. Deshaun Jackson comes open, though. Beautiful first play down up to the 41-yard line of our Bills. So Deshaun Jackson kicks in a nice catch there. I think that's his second catch of the game. He had the first one over the middle. This one in the seam. Very nice play for that. 1:22 left. We're going to go ahead here. We have Baldwin and Jackson running to the corners. And Baldwin's going to come open in front of the safety, and he's going to be able to get out of bounds. That's beautiful. Now, there's a flag on the play. Interesting. So we're going to have what is this? So we have unnecessary roughness against the defense. Well, we'll take that. We're already up to the 30-yard line of the Chiefs. 2 timeouts left. What a wow. Well, hey, we'll take that one, won't we, folks? So with the score 14-3 in just over 10 seconds of game time, we have moved the ball up into the red zone now of the Chiefs, up to the 14-yard line. And now we can slow the offense right down. Again, we have 2 timeouts. And so really the clock is not working against us. Jonathan Franklin's going to get another carry here in the red zone. Hopefully our offensive line feels like participating today. And Jonathan Franklin, there we go, gets a decent carry for 3 yards, coming back to the right side of the field. And we're going to let this clock run down a little bit more. Strong side, and let's go ahead. Let's go halfback slip screen. After this play, you know, if it doesn't work out, we can call a timeout. We can regroup for 3rd down. But we'll see how. And pressure's on. Ryan Williams makes the catch, and he dodges. He makes a nice move, and he's up to the 7-yard line, 3rd and 3. Risky play there. Williams made a nice move, dodging a couple tacklers. And wow, so 3rd and 3 upcoming here. We need a 1st down here, or 1st down or a touchdown. Either or is just fine with me. But we need to advance this football here. We're just 1 for 3 on 3rd downs in this game. And we're going to go ahead. Eric Baldwin in the open field, and he's in for the score. Puts his head down after turning upfield, but he's not even met with an opponent. And so that right there will erase the touchdown scored by the Chiefs. 26 seconds left in the half. Hopefully that's enough time that the Chiefs don't get any big ideas for whatever it is they want to do at the end of the half. And hopefully, fingers and toes crossed, we can go into halftime with this being the score, so that we can come out in the second half and put a drive together to take the lead. Because at 14-3, I don't know about you guys, but my forehead was starting to sweat a little bit. Just a little, not a lot, but just a little bit. Anyways, 26 seconds left in the half. The Chiefs will start out at their own 20-yard line after that touchback from Greg the Leg. And again, as I've said before, you guys have heard me say this, no doubt. But oftentimes on this play here, on this first play, when the offense could go for it or could just run up the clock or actually try and score a drive of some kind, they will do exactly this. They run up the gut, and if they get a good gain, they will all of a sudden call a timeout and try to put a drive together. Well, the reality looks like here, after a 6-yard carry by Peterson, they're just going to let the clock run out, which is a godsend for us because our defense has been pretty awful today. So we're going to drop Shamarko Thomas way back just in case the Chiefs do call this play. And sure enough, they do. It's a bit of a and a nice tackle there. That was Thaddeus Gibson, Justin Durant, Austin Lane in the backfield. And Peterson actually gets caught for a loss of 1. Nice way to end the half there by the defense, showing that they're actually willing to show up and play. In the meantime, though, we are off to the second half, and this one's going to come down to Gino Castro, the returner extraordinaire, and he's not able to get out. Jacoby Ford not able to move up and catch that extra blocker. Gino Castro is most effective when he can get around the kick cover team and make a play with his speed there. Just a return of about 20 yards up to the 16-yard line. That's barely half his season average for return yardage. Meanwhile, we're going to be able to hit Jeff Cumberland with a quick hitter, and he makes a nice move, strips a tackler, keeps his legs pumping for the second, and so that quick hitter goes for a gain of 9 yards. Man, I love that when you can put a ball in the air, that it's only actually in the air for, a total of half a second. It goes for maybe 1 yard, maybe 2, and it turns into a 5-yard gain. There's nothing much better than that when it comes to trying to play it safe, but put together a big gain at the same time. Here's Basman Hooker. He makes a nice catch. He's wrapped up there by number 24, Porter, but not before he gets the first down and a little more. And here, halfback draw. will be the next play because I just happened to select it. And I like this 3-3 setup that the Chiefs have. And sure enough, the gain is not awful. It's a 3-yard gain, which for us on the ground today is considered a pretty decent run. I really shudder to think about what our offensive rushing yardage is going to look like at the end of this one. We've been running the ball pretty well this season for the most part, but last few games, particularly today, has been icky. And I don't use that word lightly, but it's been icky. Here, Doug Baldwin does a nice job making the catch on the drag route, setting up 3rd and inches. And on 3rd and inches, you know what? I think it's time to have a little fun. Why? Because I am confident that we can convert 4th and inches. So we're going to go ahead. We'll see if Manningham becomes open. And I don't like that Eric Baldwin cut off his route, but instead Deshaun Jackson, no, that was Doug Baldwin coming over on the in route, and Aaron Rodgers, despite the fact that there's no pressure, just missed him. And so on 4th and inches, we're going to go for it here. Ryan Williams will get the ball again on the same call that we always go with on the goal line. And now I should say that we have been stopped on this play once before. It happened last season on a 2nd down in the red zone, but bada bing, bada boom, we get the 1st down this time around. And as you can see, Ryan Williams, 6 carries, 19 yards. That's barely 3 yards a carry. Unfortunate rushing numbers for him today. We're going to put in Basman Hooker, and you know, we're going to run into the goal line formation on 1st down. Why? Because I feel like we just need to get physical on this. Pass protection, we're going to go ahead and get aggressive here. Run out the right side for Hooker, and he's got some room to work with. He keeps his legs pumping, and that's a nice gain of 8 yards. 2 carries for 8 yards for Hooker today. I'll take that, setting up 2nd and 2. Man, I love 2nd and 2. If 2nd and 2 was a woman, I would marry it. I think 2nd and 2 is the best thing just about since sliced bread, to be perfectly honest. And here on the safety blitz, the team does a nice job of picking up that blitz, and Niles Paul makes a nice catch, his first catch of the season in the goal line. As you can see here, he just comes up from the pass protection, just sits right down, and after the play action's done, I give our offensive line a lot of credit for that play, really doing a nice job of setting things up well there. And we're going to go to the I formation. This will be another carry for Jonathan Franklin off the left side. This will be his 4th carry today, I think, and not a lot around the edge. I'd like to see Franklin try and get the edge here, and he's going to get a chance, and he does. A nice carry for him, 9 yards off the left side. And so our offensive line starting to put some nice protection together. And you know what? Because you guys were so patient with me, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make Jonathan Franklin our thumbnail for this video. And that's a little too close. Let's go ahead. Let's go right there. Jonathan Franklin getting into the game, making some nice plays for us. That 9-yard carry on the left side, that'll set us up. And you know what? Let's leave Franklin in the game. Let's give him a chance to get a 1st down here, continue his drive. Let's see if we can go halfback toss. See if we can get him around the edge. I know Franklin doesn't have burning speed, but he's got some speed. And you know, we have Marcus Gilbert pulling here. He throws a nice block, but behind the ball, and Jonathan Franklin fumbles it. My goodness, brought him right in the backfield, and folks, Jonathan Franklin's day is done. On that pitch, he gets smoked by Bradham and fumbles that one, setting up 3rd and 5. And fortunately for us, we got back on the ball. Disaster is avoided, but that'll be Jonathan Franklin's last carry for today, I think. Meanwhile, Darren Sproles is going to make a nice catch out of the backfield. Oh, he tried to juke on that play. No juke happened, but still a nice gain. Aaron Rodgers, 88% completions today for over 100 yards, a touchdown, no picks. And if you look at the clock, my goodness, we are slow playing this. We almost the entire last half, like 6 minutes of play, the second half of the first quarter and the first half of the second quarter were our first drive of the game. And oh, Deshaun, no, it's intercepted. DJ Swearinger makes the pick. Deshaun Jackson looked like he came wide open, and oh, that's frustrating. Down by 4, our first drive of the second half takes up almost the entire third quarter. And as you can see here, I lost DJ Swearinger in the wall He just blends in there perfectly at the post. And by the time that ball was thrown, Deshaun Jackson was going to have to come back to it. I led him so far to the left side. And unfortunately, Swearinger comes up, makes the play. That's a disaster. Our defense needs a stop here. 14-10 the score. 2-1-2 coming out for the... And, oh, we're going to have to call a timeout there. That's not the play I intended to call. So we have to burn a timeout. Oh, this is frustrating. We burn a timeout for my own stupidity. 31 seconds left in the quarter. And we have no choice, folks, but to get a stop here. At least the most we can give up here is a field goal. Because if we give up 2 scores, we need an onside kick to possibly win this one. They give it to Robinson around the left side. And he picks up 2 yards. Justin Durant with the tackle there. That'll probably run out the third quarter. And granted, the Chiefs are deep in their own end, but Aaron Rodgers throws his 5th pick of the season. DJ Swearinger, the safety, coming up to make that play. And boy, I feel stupid. Just did not see Swearinger there. Unfortunate stuff. I mean, Rodgers still has a great ratio on the season. He's got 19 touchdowns to just 5 picks, but that one really, really hurts. Just given the status of the game, especially how close we were to going up 17-14. Heartbreaking. But that's okay. We'll move on from that. 6 minutes left in this one. Let's make the most of them. Again, if we get a stop here, there's no harm done. We just got to drive the field. We just put a score together, and that's that. In the meantime, Justin Durant will be on Adrian Peterson, Bostic on McCoy, and they're going to give it to Peterson, who gets wrapped up by Vince Wilfork eating his lunch. That'll go for just 1 yard, so a nice job. So since the second possession of the Chiefs, this defense doing a nice job at the end of the first half, doing a nice job here wrapping up Peterson. And Wilfork wasn't even the first guy to get a hand on him. Durant was there to lay the initial hit, and then Wilfork scooped him up and just ate him for dinner, which I really appreciate. And so we're going to go 2-man under, just a base play here. And we'll see what our guys can do. We'll spread. We'll edge rush. Try to get some heat here. Bostic on McCoy. And McCoy's going to just sit down on the curl. And there's some pressure. Phillip Rivers is tackled. And he's tackled at his own 1 yard line. Beautiful stuff. And Phillip Rivers is injured. That was a beautiful sack. I think that was Vince Wilfork. And my goodness, you can see here this punt formation. We're going to try and get a block here. Punting from right back in the back corner of his end zone is the Kansas City Chiefs punter. They're going to try and draw us offside here, it appears. Interesting decision by the Chiefs, given especially that the game clock is not running. So they're just trying to get us to go offside. And Gino Castro is going to catch this ball just barely on his own side of midfield. And he's going to go around the left side. He's going to try and use his speed to get around. He doesn't, but he's down to the 38-yard line. And so fortunately for us, thanks to our defense there, doing such a nice job stopping the Chiefs just with a quick 3-and-out. Really, all we lose out of that interception from Rodgers is about a grand total of maybe 20 yards, which is good. You got to give our defense credit. They played very well on that series. And here Ryan Williams, I tried to get him up around the right side. Unfortunately, he was pulled to the left. Could have maybe even broken that one for a touchdown. My goodness. But, hey, an 8-yard carry up the gut. We'll take that all day, every day. And we'll go ahead get Williams in for this carry. I'd also like to get Darren Sproles in on this series. Try and get a screen pass in or two. Get him back in the loop. Again, him coming back from injury this past game. And Ryan Williams there gets a 1-yard carry up the left side. Not bad at all. That'll set us up for another carry here. Let's go ahead. Let's get him just power O off the right side. Get the first down. And with a fresh set of downs, we'll be able to move on from there. Here goes Williams. And he's got room. And he's going to try and bounce this one outside. Puts his head down. And that's a nice carry. 5 yards off the right side. Williams, 9 rushes for 34 yards. Not his best day as a pro by any means, but doing the best with what he's got, I suppose. And so Darren Sproles will come in. We'll go slip screen. We're going to move it to the strong side of the field, see if Sproles can make some nice moves in the open field. And sure enough, he's got some nice blocks set up. Moves back into the field. Moves to the outside, and Darren Sproles has broken this one. He's tackled at the 5-yard line. Nice play by Darren Sproles. That's 18 yards, setting us up in the red zone. And I think we're going to go strong flood here. I'd like to score sooner rather than later. There's not much time left in the game. I'd like to not. No, Ryan Williams comes open in the open field, puts his head down, and he is in for the score. Ryan Williams, touchdown. Buffalo Bills take the lead for the first time today. 3:06 left in the game. As I was going to say, I didn't want to leave a ton of time left on the clock. However, with that being the case, I wanted to score quite quickly there because I don't want to leave the Chiefs with too much of an opportunity. Pardon me, with so little time that there was only time for them to drive the field and put a score together. I'm hoping that we can get some time, regardless of whether they score a touchdown or a field goal on this drive or whether they turn over the ball. I'd like there to be some time for us to play with just in case, given how close this game is. And there we have it. Greg the Leg, another touchback, doing what he does best. I don't think the Chiefs had a single return opportunity today. And by the way, what this does for us, with a limited amount of time being in the game and the field position being what it is, we have really limited the run ability of Adrian Peterson because the Chiefs are going to be looking to keep the clock stopped between plays. They're going to be looking to move the ball in larger chunks of yardage. We've kind of taken Adrian Peterson out. Because they're not going to be able to just feed him the rock as much as they want. Here you can see they're being lazy getting back to the line. It's silly of them. They got a first down, but they've given up 30 seconds of time to call this second play. Foolish stuff. Meanwhile, there's Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie misses Marcus Colston. Fortunately, he's tackled by Shamarko Thomas at the 49-yard line. Bad coverage there from Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, who's been good today for the most part. You can see there Sanford came in to give him some help, but geez, unfortunate stuff there. We'll see the Bills come out. 2:04 left, and sure enough, there will not be another play here. The clock expires at the 2-minute warning, and so the Chiefs, they are just down by a field goal, and they're driving 2 nice passes in a row for them. We'll see here how well we are able to defend this upcoming series of plays. The Chiefs are driving. Their backup, Ryan Fitzpatrick, into the game here for the injured. And he throws it up, and that is intercepted by Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. Jamarcus Sanford had a great shot at that one. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, however, comes up with it. Ryan Fitzpatrick really locked into the man there, throws it up, and he could have just thrown this game away, just as he did for so many years in Buffalo. So we get a little revenge there, and fortunately for us, we're going to get an opportunity here to run this clock out. We're going to need a first down because the Chiefs have all 3 of their timeouts. But Ryan Williams gets off the left side here, puts his head down, is tackled, but not before he goes for 7 yards. Sean Lee losing contain on that play. Beautiful for his play there. That's how you want to start your possession when it is late and your opponent is trying to prevent you from getting a first down at all cost. 7 yards, setting up 2nd and 3. Up the right side here, and Ryan Williams gets up there, and beautiful carry for 6 yards. And we will keep the ball on the ground here, I think, but that should just about do it, folks. Phenomenal stuff. We'll go ahead. We'll get Darren Sproles in. He's already in. That's perfect. Ryan Williams, a couple nice carries. Darren Sproles, we'll get him here to carry it off the right side. What I like about Sproles, despite his fumble from a couple of games ago, does have a wonderful carrying ability, and he's got some speed, and he gets a nice block from John Kuhn. He's up the sidelines. Our best carry of the day. That goes for more than 20 yards, and that, folks, if the game wasn't over before, that will seal it right there. We should be able to run out the clock, or at least get it down. Now the play clock is, of course, 40 seconds, so we'll be able to run it down to just about 17 as it stands now. It'd be nice to get another first down, and look at this. So the Chiefs defense does a great job on us all game when it comes to rushing the ball and preventing these rushes. But, wow, when the game is on the line, they are unable to do anything, it seems. All we need to do here is get a first down and this game is over. Ryan Williams suddenly looks like Adrian Peterson. Nice. Throwing his weight around. That's a 5-yard gain. And so that'll be it, folks. We just got to take a knee. And then in the last play, we can just kick a field goal with Greg the Leg. Why? Because, why not? We'll get Greg the Leg the opportunity to kick, and that'll be that wonderful game. Wow. So, first of all, that was a fast game. That was just about the fastest we've ever played a regular season game. It seems like it went by so quickly. But, wow, Adrian Peterson, such a threat all game long. He had some really nice carries in the first half, but for the most part, our defense shut him down as time went on, and that is extremely impressive to me. I'll say that. To be able to stop him, make some nice plays on defense, particularly shutting the Chiefs down deep in their own end following the Aaron Rodgers interception. That was huge. Aaron Rodgers gets his 20th touchdown pass of the season to Ryan Williams in the red zone. It's just great stuff, folks. And the Buffalo Bills are going to move on to 8-1 here. But first, we have to kick this field goal. So here we go. We got 5, 4, 3, 2. The ball is back. The ball is up. It is good, and the clock has expired. 20-14, the final score. Bills over Chiefs. Bills advance this year to 8-1 on the season. They are still in first place, and that is a thing of beauty. We'll have to wait and see what the rest of the AFC East does to try and keep pace with these Bills. In the meantime, though, and I just realized we did not do the stats. Silly me. I apologize. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go wait for the screen to come back up. Then we can go to the box scores and we can do the stats there. That'll be just fine. But yeah, nice game. And I appreciate that we were able to stay with the run. We didn't give up with the run when the going got tough and when the rushes didn't look very effective. We did a nice job of maintaining our integrity, and the run opened up at the end of the game, which is nice. Here we go. Box score we should be able to check out. Here we go. At the Chiefs. Sure enough, we got player stats. I don't know if we'll be able to go to game stats, but to me, player stats are always more interesting anyways. Passing the football, Phillip Rivers was phenomenal today. He went 7 of 9 for 146 yards, 2 touchdowns, really using play action to his advantage. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers, 17 of 20 for 172 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick that fortunately didn't cost us too much in the end. Meanwhile, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 2 of 3 for 29 and 1 pick. That pick proving very crucial to this one. Running the ball, meanwhile, Ryan Williams, you see how much his average pops up there, given his success at the end of the game. 13 carries for 63 yards. Darren Sproles, 1 for 30. Jonathan Franklin, 5 for 10. And Basman Hooker, 2 for 8. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, Adrian Peterson had 5 for 20. And Michael Robinson had 1 for 2. Receiving the ball, our leading receiver today was Eric Baldwin, 4 catches for 41 yards. For the Chiefs, it was Jonathan Baldwin, who had 4 catches for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. Eric Baldwin, meanwhile, had a 1. For the rest of us, Bills, Basman Hooker had 2 for 9. Ryan Williams had 2 for 9 and a touchdown. Doug Baldwin had 2 for 26. Deshaun Jackson, 2 for 38. Darren Sproles, 2 for 30. Mario Manningham, 2 for 16. Niles Paul, 1 for 7. And Jeff Cumberland, 1 for 9. So really spreading around the catches. Nobody with more than 4 and upwards of 8 receivers, I think, with receptions in the game. Phenomenal stuff. Jason McCourty was the leading tackler for the Kansas City Chiefs. For the Bills, it was Jamarcus Sanford. Meanwhile, he had 4. Vince Wilfork also chipped in 2. Kirkpatrick, Thomas, Bostic, Durant, Hunter, Davis, and Gibson all punched in 1 tackle as well. Tackles for a loss. We're looking at 3 for the Chiefs. Middle linebacker Nigel Bradham. Good for him. The Bills, there were just 2. Wilfork and Gibson, each punching in 1. The lone sack in the game went to Vince Wilfork, and the 2 interceptions of the game went to DJ Swearinger and Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie with his league-leading 7th interception. Greg the Leg, meanwhile, was 2 for 2, which was the difference in the game. Donnie Jones, the punter for the Chiefs, had 1 punt for 51 yards. Kick returns, Jacoby Ford had 2 for an average of 19.5. Gino Castro 1 for just 15. And then punt returns, Gino Castro had 1 for 13. And general stats, downs played. Okay, thanks for that. But that'll just be the game, folks. And here we go. We do got some team stats as well. Buffalo Bills offensive yards gained. They win 294 to 189. Offensive rush yards 109 to 22. Offensive pass yards 185 to 167. Offensive first down 16 to 8 in favor of Buffalo. Punt return yards 13 to 0. Kick return yards 54 to 0. Total yards gained, we almost double up the Chiefs, 361 to 189. Turnovers were 1 apiece. Third down conversions, Bills had 4, Chiefs had none. Fourth down conversions, Bills had 2, Chiefs had none. Red zone percentage, both teams were 100% on those. 2 touchdowns for the Bills, 1 for the Chiefs. 2 field goals for the Bills, none for the Chiefs. Penalty yards, 15 for the Chiefs, none for us. And time of possession, you look at this, 18:57 for the Bills to 5:03 for the Chiefs. And anybody who tells you that running the ball in real life or in Madden is not important needs to look at this stat. You can see here, I believe Adrian Peterson had, I'm trying to remember here. We'll be able to check it out. Adrian Peterson had 5 carries. That's as many as Jonathan Franklin had. And if you add up the rest of ours as a team, we had 7, 8, 21. So we had 4 carries for every one that the Chiefs did. And even though we didn't kill it all game on the ground, a lot of our runs not being very effective, it allows you to control the game, and it allows you to command the time of possession. That's exactly what we did. Time of possession, 18:57. Again, 18:57 for Buffalo, just 5:03 for the Chiefs. And that's game, folks. So thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow to do our out-of-game activities, such as our practicing, our scouting. We're also going to look to sign another extension tomorrow with another young player. We'll see who that is. I know who it is, but you guys don't. So that'll be a little carrot for you guys to come back tomorrow and check that out. Until then, I'll see you. I'm Tuxedo T-shirt, and I'm out.